As we mentioned at the top of the show, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is urging both sides to protect civilians. He's also pushing for a temporary pause in the fighting. But Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he won't stop Israel's military offensive until Hamas frees its hostages. White House Correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen?
Monsi, President Joe Biden's top diplomat reiterated today that Israel has every right to defend itself and that another October 7th cannot happen again. Secretary Blinken also told reporters in Tel Aviv more humanitarian assistance needs to get in and faster. As for U.S. citizens still in Gaza, I asked President Biden about that earlier today.
On the south lawn of the White House, where world leaders gathered for a group photo, I had this brief exchange with President Joe Biden.
President Biden, your message to Americans trying to get out of Gaza right now who are still trapped there. Can you contain the Mideast war?
You have a camera?
We do. Want to talk? We can talk. Love to sit down with you.
While the president did not further engage with me, overseas the president's top diplomat did address reporters. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke in Israel about the need to prevent escalation following the Hamas terror attack.
35 Americans were murdered that day as well, and more than 200 foreign nationals.
Blinken also said it was critical to restore the path toward a two-state solution and emphasized the need to forge a very different future for Israelis and Palestinians alike.
That out of this tragedy emerges a better tomorrow for both peoples and for the region.
He adds how Israel conducts its campaign against Hamas matters.
We need to do more to protect Palestinian civilians.
And back at the White House,
12 countries committing to drive innovative approaches to shared challenges.
President Biden sits down with leaders from across the Americas to discuss key issues like the economy and immigration.
Enforcing our immigration laws in humane and effective ways that deters dangerous, irregular migration and disrupts traffickers.
Now back to Secretary Blinken's trip to the Middle East. He described viewing more of that video from the horrific and horrendous October 7th massacre by Hamas and was shocked at how quickly memories of the slaughter fade in some parts of the world. He also said he was shaken by images of dead and wounded Palestinian children in Gaza.